discussion today is knee joint. So in this we will discuss its type, articular surfaces, capsule, ligaments, relations, movements and the muscles involved in movement, blood supply, nerve supply and bursae around the knee joint. Further, we also discuss the competency, the injuries of knee joint and applied anatomy. So we start with the knee joint. Knee joint works under axial pressure, that is continuously. So it is having two opposite requirements. One is mobility and other is stability. And the movements of knee joints are flexion and extension mainly. And the type of joint, subtype is condylar joint. Coming to articular surfaces, the femoral condyles are convex in both the planes. The tibial articular surfaces are two concave gutters separated by intercondylar eminence, and there are menisci in between the articular surfaces of knee joint, that is femoral condyles and the tibial articular surface. Continuing with the articular surfaces, the femoral condyles roll and slide simultaneously. During flexion, the femoral condyles roll backwards and slide forwards on the tibia. In extension, they roll forwards and slide backwards. Then coming to patella. The patella is a flat triangular bone situated on the front of knee joint. This patella is separated from skin by a bursa called as prepatellar bursa. The patella serves to protect the front of the knee joint. Then another component of knee joint is menisci. There are two menisci in the space between the femoral and tibial condyles. They are crescent shaped and each with an anterior and posterior horn for attachment. The superior and inferior surfaces are in contact with the femoral and tibial condyles, and menisci peripheral surfaces are adherent to the capsule of knee joint. Continuing with the menisci. So they are having anterior and posterior horns and which are anchored to the tibial condyle. Medial meniscus is semilunar and the lateral is circular. The menisci correct the lack of congruence between the articular surfaces of tibia and femur. The movement between the tibial surface and the menisci is limited by coronary ligaments. Coronary ligaments connect outer meniscal borders with the tibial edge. The medial collateral ligament of the knee is attached to the deep fibers of outer border of medial meniscus. Then coming to pain sensitiveness, menisci do not contain any pain sensitive structures. So they are insensitive to trauma. Then we go to another component of knee joint, that is capsule. Capsule connects the distal end of femur with the proximal border of tibia, and it consists of a fibrous sleeve and a synovial membrane inside. Medial collateral ligament. This ligament is the primary stabilizer on the medial side of knee. Coming to its attachments, femoral attachment is epicondyle and tibial attachment is medial aspect of tibia. Lateral collateral ligament. It is responsible for stability on the lateral side. It is round in cross section. Its attachments are lateral epicondyle of the femur to the head of the fibula. This ligament is completely free. It is separated from the capsule and the lateral meniscus by the popliteus tendon. Then we come to posterior capsule, posterior aspect of capsule. The posterior aspect of capsule is strengthened by two ligaments, and they are oblique popliteal ligament and arcuate popliteal ligament. Then we go to another ligament, that is cruciate ligament. Cruciate ligament lie in the center of the joint, that is knee joint. They remain extrasynovial. They ensure the anterior-posterior stability of knee joint. Anterior cruciate ligament. This ligament is attached to the anterior condylar area of the tibia and to the internal aspect of the lateral condylar femur. Posterior cruciate ligament. The tibial attachment of posterior cruciate ligament is at the posterior intercondylar area and to the lateral surface of medial femoral condyle. Then we come to coronary ligaments. They are also called meniscotibial. They connect the periphery of the menisci with the edge of the tibial condyle. So then we come to another aspect, that is the bursa, and the anterior group is important. In the anterior group we have subcutaneous prepatellar bursa. This lies between the skin and anterior surface of patella. Then we have subcutaneous infrapatellar bursa. It lies between skin and the tuberosity of the tibia. Next we have deep infrapatellar bursa. This bursa lies behind patellar ligament and the upper bony end of tibia. Suprapatellar bursa. This bursa lies between quadriceps femoris tendon and the lower end of femur, and it also communicates with the knee joint. Relations. The important relation anteriorly is ligamentum patella. Posteriorly, the relations are popliteal vessels, that is vein and artery, their branches, tibial nerve and popliteus muscle. Medially, the relations are the muscles sartorius, gracilis, semitendinosus and semimembranosus. Lateral, the relation is biceps femoris. Then coming to movements and the muscles causing them. Flexion is caused by biceps femoris, semimembranosus and semitendinosus. Extension is caused by quadriceps muscles, that is vastus lateralis, vastus intermedius, vastus medialis and rectus femoris. Then medial rotation in knee flexor position is caused by popliteus, semimembranosus, semitendinosus, sartorius and gracilis. Lateral rotation in knee flexor position is caused by biceps femoris and popliteus. Blood supply. Blood supply of the knee joint is from genicular branches of the popliteal artery, then descending genicular branch of femoral artery, then descending branch of lateral circumflex femoral artery, and anterior tibial recurrent artery. Nerve supply. From femur nerve, the supply is from its posterior division via nerve to vasti. From common peroneal nerve, it is through genicular branches. From tibial nerve, again via genicular branches. Then obturator nerve via its posterior division through genicular branches. Next, another competency is injuries of knee joint and applied anatomy. The common knee injuries include fractures around knee joint, then dislocation, sprains and tears of ligaments, and sometimes knee may catch up or lock up and cause instability with the feeling that knee is giving away. Fractures. The most common broken bone around knee is the patella and ends of femur and tibia also. Dislocations. A dislocation is when the bones of knee joints are out of place. Femur and tibia can be forced out of alignment. Patella can also slip out of place. And patellar dislocation is very common. Anterior cruciate ligament. This ligament helps to provide stability of knee in rotation. Protects thigh bone from sliding forward and backward of the tibia. Posterior cruciate ligament. It is the most often injured ligament while playing sports or in a motor vehicle dashboard accident. Meniscal tears. A meniscal tear is tear in the meniscus. Tears in the meniscus most often occur in athletes. Meniscal tears also occur as a result of arthritis and aging. Tendon tears. The quadriceps and patellar tendons can be stretched and torn. Tears are most common among middle-aged people who play running and jumping sports. Thank you.